Liverpool versus everybody. Nope, it's morning time. That's not a beer. And actually, this is my fifth day of no alcohol. Um, Wish me luck. I am on a journey of no more drinking. It has been difficult a couple days this week, um, especially when you drink as often as I can. But so far, so good. So wish me luck. Anyway, Owen, what's up? I gotta talk about Jurgen Klopp. I mean, I started listening to his press conference and I had to stop it, pause it, and come on. I gotta talk about some things that I'm seeing. Um, I've been seeing, but I'm seeing now. Let's go back to the Champions League draw. Who's the manager of PSG? No, no, no astrology, no astrology. You'll see. Just hang in there with me, guys. Hang in there with me. Who's the manager of PSG? I want to see somebody answer. So I'll wait and I'll drink my soda water. Come on, somebody tell me who's the manager of PSG? Right. Was he the manager of Dortmund when we beat them at in the Europa League? I just need a reminder. Is that who we beat? And is that the manager? Is that who we beat? Okay. So that in itself to me is really special. I think Thomas Tuchel will be at PSG and think, I have a stronger team now. I need to get some revenge on Klopp. You know, he was the guy that came in behind Klopp. He obviously wanted to make his own way. Didn't really get the success that Klopp did, and probably would have never been as embraced as Klopp was. So pretty special. Who did we play in the preseason? Name some of the teams that we played in the preseason. Just come on, guys. Just bear with me. Just talk to me. I'm gonna show you where I'm going. I'm gonna show you the way. Who do we play in the preseason? Anybody? I'll wait. Dominic Napoli. Are they in the Champions League group too? Yes. Okay. So the preseason is the preseason, right? That means not too much. We did spank them, but let's. Neither team was at its strongest. They're trying to figure each other out, but we spanked them, right? Cool. So the last team is Red Star Belgrade. We don't really know much about that, but we do know this guy named Vuj. You know this. He's interviewed Sadio Mane. He's been on the 90 thing. He's a Liverpool fan. He clearly represents Serbia. Um, it's just a special. It's this group is really special, guys, and the stars are aligning. When you talk to Klopp about the teams that he's playing against in the Champions League, first of all, in very typical Klopp manner, he's kind of just like, that's not, we focus on Leicester. You know what I mean? I don't really, he's very much, I don't really know what this team can do. We'll see. He knows damn well what this team can do. And I think he feels like, you guys just need to watch my squad. You need to watch Naby. You need to watch that big Brazilian that got my goal. You need to watch Virgil van Dijk on a full preseason for a whole season so you can show how good he is when you rank them against center backs. You need to watch Mane. You need to watch Firmino. You need to watch Salah. This team is hungry to get back. Um, they're all aligning for me. They're all aligning for me. And I think with Leicester, you know, this throwing coach thing is very. At first, when I heard about it, I'm thinking, throwing coach? Do we? Klopp is a guy who, and he said it before I cut off the interview, the pre-match press conference. And this is what I love about Klopp. If there's any advantage he can get, if there's any way he can improve his team, himself as a manager, this football club, he's going to do it. And it doesn't matter how strange it seems, weird. And I put my hand up, I was just kind of like, I don't know. It doesn't matter how weird it seems. And isn't it ironic that we're playing against a team that has a throw-in specialist on their squad, and Christian Fuchs, a German, by the way. There's so many different correlations. And look, listen, Klopp himself said, I didn't know what it was about, but I heard about this guy, I met him, and I said, hey, I'm hiring him. And listen, it would be really amazing to see how this will improve Liverpool because I think it really can. Throw-ins can be, should be, and are a big part of this game. We think about them as just, okay, ball went out, who's going to throw it in? It's usually a left back, a right back. It's usually the fullbacks. But how can we, you got to believe in training they've been working hard with this new guy. And I'm interested in seeing something different when it comes to throw-ins. Maybe not in the game this weekend. They're not doing it on the first team yet. Yeah, I'm just saying, but I know he's talked about the youth squads, but I mean, I don't think that he's got the guy in not to use him. for the first team. So my point is, like I said, we probably won't see anything with this game this weekend, but you can rest assured we're going to see it as the season goes on, and that to me is pretty interesting. Yeah, training in the youth. Yeah, going to the long throw. Yeah, I'm just simply saying it's an amazing idea when you really think about it. And if it can help your team, then why not? You know what I mean? Why not? Again, as I spoke about Christian Fuchs for Leicester, um, we know he has an incredible throw in. His technique, his style, the way he can just launch it into the box like that. I mean, that alone is a threat. It's almost like a set piece. It's almost like a set piece. And if you can get goals from it, obviously, why not try it? The name of the game is getting goals. The more goals you have against the team you're playing, you win the game. So I'm just getting really excited now. I was already excited when I saw the draw, but even more so when I break the teams down and I think about who they have in general. And you can look at the PSG team, and there are a lot of people who would hear PSG, look at PSG. There are a lot of neutrals, fans of other teams that would say, "Oh, Liverpool are in a group of death, and this is going to be really tough for them." And in my thinking, I think there's supporters at PSG, at Napoli, at Red Star who are saying, we're in a group of death because Liverpool is there, or because Napoli is there, or whatever. Our long throws a threat against Liverpool when we have Virgil van Dijk. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. I mean, I think that's a good point. That's a good point. And Van Dijk has been colossal. I mean, since he's been with us, but in these early few games, he's clearing almost everything. I don't know the percentages. I don't have the stats. I'm not usually a stat guy. I'm more the eye test. And from the eye test, Van Dijk has been just amazing. But that's not a surprise. We knew that. It's also being used to help counterattacks. That fell. They go out. We can continue the counterattack. Yeah, quick throw in or whatever. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. It's used for a lot of things. It's not just one. And that's the thing. You don't really think about. It's a throw in, right? And so, but till you really analyze, till you hear Klopp talk about it, till you really open your mind up about it. I'm talking about myself. Some of you guys have already had your mind open. Fair play. You guys are ahead of me on that. But personally, until I really open my mind about it, I'm thinking, oh, you know what? This is an amazing addition. And again, whenever it starts for the first team, working for the first team, it's fine. But I just think it's amazing. I don't really understand how we're in the group of death when we're the best team in it. I agree. I mean, I agree. And the LOL at the end really makes it clear to me because it is a funny idea that people think that, oh man, we're gonna really struggle with this, and we may struggle with it, but I don't think struggle to a degree of losing. I honestly, and this is just me. I think we will get just as many, if not more, points as we did last season. I don't think we're going to lose. I don't think we're going to lose in this group. I really don't. And there are some good teams in it, obviously, but I just don't think we're going to lose any games. We may draw some. We may have some frustrating games. Hopefully not anything like Sevilla where we're up 3 and they come back. But I do think there are teams that will cause us trouble. That's obvious. But I just feel like there's just something really special about this team. First thing first is obviously Leicester, and that's really where my mind is. But I just had to bring that up because it's one of the first things they asked Klopp, and I just love how he kind of spoke on it, but not really. And in his mind, again, his thing is, you just watch my team. If you thought we were on a journey, this is for us too. If we thought we were on a ride last season and enjoy the ride, and I spoke about that, the ride this season is going to be incredible. Incredible. And in my opinion, there'll be a basket of fruit at the end of that ride. It won't just be kind of like, oh, fuck. Damn. Yeah. And again, it's really obvious. This is every team. It's really about us, hopefully keeping guys fit, especially guys who've had injury histories. And I think that's where Klopp is really trying to manage guys. We think about, Henderson coming in. There's a lot of people talking about that, and I get it. And I even thought about Henderson, and he might even play tomorrow. But I think in Klopp's mind, he's thinking, you know what? If I can depend on this 11 that I've been depending on, let me, squeeze the rest of the juice out of that rag if I can, and then maybe consider bringing in Fab, Hendo, the heel, the foot issue, Lallana, the many injury issues he's had. Klein, I'm sure he's probably back to full fitness and probably hungry to play. He'll probably play sooner than we think. Matip, Lovren, these guys, you want to make sure you have a strong squad to last you the whole season, and if it's not broke, you don't really need to fix it. Is my thinking on that. So again, hey, I could be wrong. Henderson could very well start this weekend, and I wouldn't be surprised. But I also wouldn't be surprised if he didn't. Over all the games, he's had over a 90% aerial dude. Yeah, I figured it was something like that. And I think I read or heard somewhere on another podcast or something that Again, I just don't keep the stats, but that's not surprising. I mean, this guy's clearing damn near everything that comes his way, just smacking it out of here. And it's beautiful to see, man. PSG are average midfield down. Dom, did you tell me that somebody suspended for them? Or they were not suspended, but like Verratti and Buffon will be playing in that first game. That's gonna be an exciting game, man. At Anfield too for the first game. Oh, tell me if I'm wrong. I saw the thing you sent me, but I can't remember right now, Dom. Luca, how great would it be to see Jordan Security in the Champions League? I think he will be immense. Yeah, I've heard also from a fantastic source here in the comment section that um, there might be some issue with Shaqiri going to Serbia. And if you know Shaqiri and you know what's going on, you would know why that may be. That would be a shame, but I would totally respect and understand it if that's fact. So we'll see. Naby is going to run things around the PSG midfield. Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope. I believe so. I think again, I don't want to get too carried away with Champions League. I'm only bringing it up just to say the correlations between Thomas Tuchel and the German Dortmund connection and his team now and Napoli. We played them in the preseason. Then so that's why I'm bringing it up. I'm gonna get back to Leicester slightly in a second. Read some of you guys' comments though. Their midfield is pretty awful without Verratti. Okay, Rabiot's pretty good. I think Matuidi is still there too, right? So I mean, I don't want to totally sleep on that midfield. Let me. Is Matuidi still? No, Matuidi's with Juventus, right? He's with Juventus, not bad. But Rabiot, who else is in that midfield? Because that's a good question. I can't even think who's in the midfield right now. I also think that Ox is coming back sooner than we think. I hope you're right about Dominic. I shouldn't say I doubt that because I don't want to have doubt about it. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if someone says a whole season, then I can't imagine it being sooner than we think. I mean, what month are you thinking he'll be back? Jose attacking Klopp again. He's lost it. I'm not worried about Jose, and I like Jose honestly, but I'm not. I'm not gonna let that bother me at all. I think Ox will be back a lot earlier. Someone else said that too. Okay. Verratti and Buffon both suspended at Anfield. Cool. I don't think he should go. It's a dangerous place when you're who he is. Yeah, I get it. I get it, Dom. I get it. And that's why I say, I respect it. If that's what it comes down to, I totally respect that. They only have Rabiot and Diawara. Well, we say that, but they're both good in my opinion. They're both good midfielders. But yeah. So I don't know if you can really with you said Draxler. Yeah. Again, look, it's PSG, and we know what they have. But again, I said it last night on the live. Um, I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared with this team. I mean, before we've had this team, but having this team, I'm never scared. I'm just not. I can't. I don't go. I just don't. And it's speak. Liverpool has done this to me. Now, is there a chance where I don't even want to speak into existence, so I'm not going to do it. But there's going to be times in this season where we're disappointed in Liverpool. It's going to happen. It happened last weekend. I personally, for me, I was disappointed in Liverpool. I'm happy we got the win, but and not even the performance. It was just the execution, and that really disappointed me because I'm thinking. And everyone can say, "Oh, World Cup." I don't want to hear that, man. Every team has players from World Cup. Every team has big players who've gone to the World Cup. So there's something else, and I don't know if it's these players have a mentality where, and surely they can't have this mentality because Klopp won't allow it. But there's this thing where when we play against these lower sides, and yeah, last season we did much better, but there's still this element in certain games, think the Swansea game, where it's just, and I know it's frustrating, it's difficult with these certain teams that play defensive. And all the respect to Brighton because they played a hell of a match. However they set up, they played a hell of a match, especially in that last kind of 5-10 minutes. But there's this mentality almost it feels like where it's like we can just coast past this team, and if we aren't connecting like we usually do, it'll be okay. We'll get something in the end maybe, but that mentality can't be there if it's even there. I'm just saying what it seems like. I doubt that it's there, but there's something that falls off mentally. There's a break. There's something that just doesn't click, and we just aren't as lethal as we need to be. So I think the boys know this Leicester team. We can't afford to be that way. We can't afford to be that way. Their midfield is really going to be strong and stout. They're going to try to stop everything we do to create passageways to those attacking players. They're going to be physical with Salah. They're going to be physical with Mane. At the end of the day, they have Evans, I think, and Maguire. They're very slow center backs, and so if we can trouble them, if we can get Salah in those lanes with Bobby dropping deep, playing kind of that 10 role, being almost sometimes an extra attacking midfielder, and facilitating things. And I think we'll get some joy all through that pitch. Um, I'm not scared of Mbappe. Oh, you're more. Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm not scared. Just wear. Yeah, I got you. I feel you, bro. I'm so confident right now. Yeah, me too. Seeing all the Neymar versus Trent tweets. Yeah, and I thought about that too. Listen, obviously, I had this idea that, Trent had relatives and friends calling him and saying, "Hey, man, you got PSG," and Trent saying, "Yeah, I know. I'm looking at some compilations of Neymar right now and seeing how I can stop him." But listen, Trent is young. He's more than proven to me that he's up for the task. I think he loves. I know he loves playing for his kind of boy club team. Probably a dream he's always had since he was, younger than Onyx. So, yeah, I mean, clearly that's going to be an avenue that they try to approach, right? And that's most teams. You see Trent, you see his build. Honestly, I think some people probably think, his youth. They might be looked tapes on him and see, oh, see, this is where he can mess up. But I'm not worried about Trent. And hey, who knows? Maybe we go for Klein there. Maybe we go for Klein there, more defensive on that side, and just try to have more attacking on that left side. I don't know, but either way, I'm not really worried. Surely, Neymar can hurt you. Surely he'll try to embarrass players. I don't know if Neymar has seen quite a sight as he will see at Anfield, and hopefully that means something. Hopefully that gives us an advantage. Hopefully that helps us. Maybe the coach situation. I don't know. I'm obviously not saying that I hope that things are thrown at their bus, but maybe that intimidates some guys. Maybe that gives them something in a non positive way that can affect them and how they play. So, but it's really at the end of the day, it's about the guys on the field. And even with the city thing, people will bring that up as a reason we won, and maybe it was in one small way. But I think it was the players on that pitch who were just ready. And it was almost like they felt the energy from the people out there that were surrounding the coach and swarming the coach. So it's about what we do on the pitch. It's not really about anything else, in my opinion. But I think those other things can help and have an effect, and I hope that they do. Marquinhos, okay, a center mid. Okay, I thought he was a defender for some reason. PSG are playing with three at the back. I hope they do that with us. Yeah, that's if they do that, it's going to be trouble. I need to really start watching more PSG in the build up to that game. I'm gonna start trying to watch some more of the French league. I watch it from time to time, but I need to watch more of it. Playing with Neymar and attacking mid role with Mbappe and Cavani up top. Oh, is that how they're playing? Wow, is that true? Okay, so he's not on the wing. He's not a attack. He's not a forward. He's more of a 10. That's interesting. Okay. All you do to take Neymar out the game is kick him a lot. Yeah, well, see, you say that, and I don't disagree, but that's where we can be in for getting cards too. It's in Europe. You would hope, most of these most of these refs, officials are top notch. So you would hope they won't fall for that. They would have seen him with all his foolishness at the World Cup. So you say that, and it's true. But let's just hope it doesn't frustrate our. I think we're mentally tough and ready. It's a collab team. You don't really see too much rashness going on with them, which is why I never really worried about Naby and all the fear that people had about him coming here and picking up red cards. That's another story as well. But yes, he will be falling to the ground. He will be holding his ankle for 5 minutes. He will be doing all these things, embarrassing players, at least attempting to. So we just got to keep here mentally. That's all. So if Larvin's in the game, he's a guy that I think would lose it quick. We saw him do a little bit of that in the World Cup. We've seen him do it against Spurs. We've seen him doing a lot of teams. So we got to make sure we're just there mentally. I think if you got Van Dijk back there, that gives you that much more confidence that things like that won't happen. But yes, we do have to be wary of Neymar more than just his footballing reasons, if you will. I was going to watch PSG in French league, but what's the point? They're playing farmers and art. Yeah, no, I get that. For me, it's more, but that's a great. I mean, that's true. I don't want to disrespect them, but that's true. But more so just to see the style that they play. Maybe if they're going up against a team that maybe is similar to Liverpool. I don't know. Maybe Marseille. Maybe I guess Monaco is more defensive. I don't know. But I want to see PSG just to see how they line up. Not to say they'll line up against us, but just see some different looks they might give teams if they're playing at three at the back. How they play it. But you're right. I mean, it's not about seeing the competition they play against. It's more about just seeing that team. Get familiar with their players. Get familiar with the tactics that they play under Tuchel, Tuchel, whatever his name is. That's how they played recently. Okay. PSG, what's up, Raymond? PSG 3 at the back is going to be terrific for us. It sure is. And that's why I say bring it on. We always destroy 3 at the back. Yep. I'd play Firmino at PSG away, but not home. Okay. Okay, I like that. Yeah, by that time, I think Fabinho will be more than bedded in. At least I hope. Off topic, but I get the feeling Naby is the only player Klopp actually wanted. Really? You may be right. You may be right. Um, I find that hard to believe, though. This is not a Jose Mourinho, Man United thing when you're like, well, damn, maybe he only wanted matches. You might be right. I can't see that though. But then the more you say that, I'm thinking, maybe Klopp had a different DM in mind. Maybe Fabinho was available. Um, and that's not a bad. It's almost like the goalkeeper thing. I think it's pretty clear that Klopp wanted Oblak. I shouldn't say it's pretty clear. I like to think that he wanted Oblak, but Allison was available. And that's probably the next best thing. Shaqiri, that's a good point. Maybe I don't think so though, but maybe. I definitely don't poo-poo that idea. So thanks for that, Jason. That's a good point. Mbappe is more dangerous than Neymar in this PSG side. Mbappe is more dangerous than a lot of players in the whole world. Mbappe is a guy that can and will hurt you. And at his age, he's so smart. You know what I mean? That's what you want to see. But, fuck the raw talent and people try to say his pace and power and all that. This guy can play football. You know what I'm saying? He's smart. He at that age, I mean, Mbappe is gonna be the best football player in the world. I think once Ronaldo and Messi kind of fade away, he will be that dude. To quote my man HH. Well, that's because he is the only player he wanted. Exact same with it. Well, I think with both of those situations, you can tell he wanted them both, right? I mean, he didn't go for another option in center back when we all cried about the fact that he should have. He waited a whole season for Naby, but as long as he was getting Naby, he was happy. So I get it on that. I don't think Liverpool would operate that way as maybe they did against with Brendan Rodgers. I think Brendan Rodgers had some guys that he wanted, some guys he didn't want. I don't think that's happening at Liverpool. I could be wrong. I think the players that we bring in are players that Klopp wants. Maybe there's other options as well, but I don't think it's like, oh, I don't really want this dude, but we can get him for that. Okay, fine, get him. I don't think that's the case. But again, I could be wrong. How would I know? Um, Remember that Mane had an attitude problem at Southampton? Um, I don't remember that. You're probably right, but I can't say I really remember that. I don't know what player wouldn't have an attitude at Southampton though. At Southampton, wouldn't you have one at Southampton? I mean, come on. You mean for box to box, right? What are you talking? You talking about to me, Don? I think you wanted Fabinho. I do too. Yeah, I don't. I can't. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But I like to think that he wanted them, or they wouldn't be at Liverpool. Is how I see it. There's no more of that. We're getting players based on what the LFC wants or the owners want or whoever. I think it's. And now I know he works with people and he might bring up names and they're like, well, let's think about this one. So maybe you're coming from that aspect when you say you don't think you think the only player he wanted was Naby. So I mean, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I don't think you're wrong. Maybe I just don't want to believe that. So I don't know. Marlon, good to see you, bro. I haven't seen you in a minute. I think I've seen you before, right? Yeah, but good to see you. Leicester 0, Liverpool 2. I'll take that. I'll take that. And we spoke last night, James and I, and we had the same tally. Um, I'm I said Mane and Salah, but I don't know. Or did I say Firmino and Salah? I want to see Mane get back on. You kind of want to see Firmino score. I want to see Naby. It doesn't matter to me. It could be two set piece headers from Joe Gomez for all I care. I don't care who it is. Um, Liverpool have always had a transfer committee. Yeah, I know. I get that. I get that, and that's why I'm saying I feel like you could be right. You could be right. You could be right. I mean, they've definitely convinced Klopp on players before, so you could be right. And so, but there is a difference there. I feel like they're still not going to get a player if Klopp doesn't want him. Is my point. At the end of the day, even if he's not a guy on Klopp's radar, when they sit at the table and they bring up other players, Klopp can still say, "Nah, that's not going to help us," or "I don't like that," or "I need something else," or "I want." Trust me, that for sure I know. But I get what you're saying. Surely, a committee will say, "Hey, here's some. I know you have these guys. What about these options?" You see the tape, you see them play, and then Klopp will say, "Okay, cool," or "Nah, thank you, but no." Because they've been working for Liverpool 2-0 to Spurs, Liverpool 2-0 Napoli, Liverpool 3-0 Southampton, Liverpool 2-1 Chelsea. Okay, so you don't have us getting scored on until Chelsea. I love that. I love that. Liverpool 1-0 Chelsea, Liverpool 3-1 Man City. Hey, I'll take all of that. I'll take all of that. And that's what I want to see. I want to see our goals conceded improved. And I'm getting excited because I feel like this season we really could see that. I mean, I know it's still early. I don't want to be crazy, but I just think this season we won't be doing the 50 and 60 goals conceded. I just don't see that. I'm saying right now, tops. I I think we'll be right up there, if not at the top, as far as conceding goals. I don't see us shipping in all the goals that we've done in the last couple of seasons, and especially under Brendan Rodgers as well. I just don't see it. So hopefully I'm right. Let me scroll back for these comments. Spurs is tougher game than Man United or Man City, in my opinion. Toughest game we have coming up. Um, Explain that to me. And let me scroll down because maybe you did. Apparently, Oblak was the first choice. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But for the money, the thought was yeah. And again, that doesn't mean and I know you're not saying this, but that doesn't mean like for example he didn't want Allison. He just had a someone else he wanted. He couldn't get that. Now that's the thing with Klopp. In a window, but Klopp knows he needed a goalkeeper. I think in that season when we couldn't have gotten Van Dijk, maybe he just didn't feel like it was that much of a need as much as he did with the goalkeeper now. Or maybe he did, and he felt like it was worth. He felt like he felt like what, I'm gonna get Virgil. I gotta wait it out. With Oblak, that probably wasn't an option. It wasn't a situation where you can say I really want this dude, and I know I'll get him, but I'll settle for just Karius or Mignolet. I think he said that's not gonna happen. I know it's not gonna happen, and I gotta move now. It's my third season. I gotta make some moves now. So yeah, no, I get you on that. Get these comments. He's gonna play. See, Klopp wants us to. Okay, yeah. Raymond, Klopp wants us. He's gonna get you. To be fair, yeah, yeah. If Klopp wants you, yeah, he's gonna get you. He's gonna play Fabinho, but he isn't rushing him in. Yeah, that's probably a good thing. I think the first, not seeing him on the bench was a little irritating to me. But I trust Klopp at the end of the day. What I mean, I really do. And so, maybe it's for the better. Maybe it's for the better. I mean, and he would know whatever that better reason is. He would know. Naby's such an intelligent. I mean, he's a godsend. I mean, he's everything I thought he was gonna be, and there's gonna be more though. That is the thing, and I've said it before. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but Naby is not even like my man like Matt from Football Banner Show. Naby's doing Naby things, and he's gonna continue doing that. So. He's got to improve on some things for sure. He's not the finished article, but that's not a surprise. We knew that. So, you know, it's unusual. Oh, gee. Someone deleted your message. Okay. Fabinho will do extremely well, like Ox did for us. Yeah, I agree. And that's the thing. Imagine I mean, that's amazing depth in midfield. We had Ox right now. That's a big loss. But luckily we're not feeling it right now. So, I mean, it's not the worst thing. When are we playing Chelsea in the league? I don't have that exact date. Dom, if you can throw that up again, sorry, bro. I don't have that exact date. It's not far from now. I'll tell you that. I don't have that exact date though. Sorry. Maximum 23 goals conceded this year. We need to make Dominic an official partner of this channel. So special to get me information, man. I love you, Dom. Appreciate you. Well, if Lovren playing, I'll send in fixtures. Thanks, man. September 29. Okay, so thanks, Marlon, my man. He dropped on that. Thank you, Mr. Henry. Dominic, I just think Spurs are a bigger challenge to us than Man City. Okay, just simple as that. That's fine. Okay. Jason Solanke came from the Chelsea under-23s to our bench. So Fab not being ready just don't make sense to me. Fab's always been known to be an engine. Yeah, I don't know if it's not that he's not ready. I mean, that's what people are saying, and maybe that's what Klopp thinks, and maybe it is that. I don't know. I mean, I hear what you're saying, bro, but for some players, I mean, you say that he came from the Chelsea Academy. He still would have been a little bit more, or under 23. He still probably would have been slightly more familiar with the Premier League, even if it's just training with Chelsea players than Fabinho. And look, the facts are it takes some guys, some time to get acclimated. Now, how do you really know if you haven't played him in a Premier League game? I'd say. I mean, you played him in preseason games, but that's preseason, and that's not really something in it for that. But just to get some minutes on the guys and get guys fit. So I hear you. I'm not as upset as maybe I was early on not seeing Fab, because I know he'll be a big part of the team. But I get you. I get you. Salah will surpass 15 goals when we play. I agree with that. I think it's mad that people think that he won't or he's a one season wonder. I really think that's insane. Will he get 40 or whatever he got last season? Maybe not. Will he do it again? Yes. I know it hasn't been done before, but I know someone hasn't broken the record twice or gotten the same that amount of goals twice, not even once. So it's highly unlikely. Maybe let me get my charger. Give me a second. But it doesn't mean it can't and won't happen. You know what I mean? There's a chance of a lot of things in the world happening. So we'll see. We'll actually see what happens. But I definitely think he's getting more than 15. I mean, that's kind of mad that anyone think that he wouldn't surpass that. But you know, that's HH and some other people who I think just want to be kind of controversial. So look what he did with Robertson. Yeah, yeah, and Robertson came on really strong and solidified that spot as his. Made that spot his. He's changing from double pivot and a single. Um, yeah, I've been talking about that 4-2-3-1 a lot, um, and I still want to see it, but we'll see. He can't just walk into the team. It's a tough system to learn. It is, and we got and when you see Genie playing like that, that's what put my whole thing of I want to see Fab and or whoever else. It's like when you see Jimmy doing that, Milner doing what he's doing, obviously Naby holding it down. Then I'm not really bothered. I'm not really bothered. I mean, Fab will play. He will play an important part in this season. So Klopp knows best. If Fab comes in and he's it doesn't look as on it, then people are gonna say, "Oh, what the fuck is wrong with Fab?" So let him buy his time and just hope for the best. I mean, I don't think there's anything for us to get too caught up in it or disappointed with, in my opinion. But he waited with Rocks and they did, yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like I trust Klopp with that. So I can be mad or you can be mad or anybody can be mad, and that's fair. That's a fine feeling to have. But I guess I'm trying to just encourage you or try to compel you to think a different way. We're gonna be fine. Fab's gonna be. The main thing is there's gonna be a point where you want Shaq to be in, you want Fab, obviously Sturridge, Klein, Alberto at some point, Matip, all these guys, and they will find time to play this season. So I wouldn't worry too much. We're gonna be playing against them twice in 1 week. We faced them on the 25th in the Cup. Yeah, yeah. So we'll be seeing Chelsea quite often sooner than later. Naby has started well against the press in a similar role for them. Yeah, 3 wins, 3 clean sheets. Yep. No shitty sheets over here. Genie and Milner playing solid as I expected. Yeah. Well, I can't say I really expected that. So, but I'm glad you did. I can't. I'd be lying if I said. Look, for me, going into the season, it was between Milner and Genie. Well, when you put in the idea that Henderson was going to be late, between Milner and Genie, I was thinking this is before I thought Ox was going to be on this extended. My thing was Naby, Fab, Ox. That was a starting three. Milner, Genie would be on the peripheral. They play some games, and that would be a nice kind of bench to have and depth to have. Lalana was kind of in the back of my mind, honestly. But yeah, to me that was the starting three. So no, but I'm glad that I was wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. When will Lovren be back? I'm not sure. I think Klopp said the Tottenham game. Dom, do you know that? But he should be back sooner than later. But again, maybe back on the bench. I know. I know Mercy. You prefer him, right, over Gomez. So I don't know if he'd be back on the bench, back just in the team, back in the starting 11. We'll see. Whether Hendo or Fab or Milner plays, all that matters is if that guy who plays does well. Dominic says, and I couldn't say it any better than that. After the national break, yeah, he's not even fit, and Croatia has called him up, which is annoying. It is. It is. It's annoying all the way around with all the players because again. Anyway, I'm not gonna put that to existence. We'll just hope for the best. When or if Fab comes in, who out of Genie and Milner sits? That's the tough question. Give me some of you guys' opinion. I want everybody to respond to that if they can. Great question, Jason. I don't think Gomez will be dry. I don't either. Who sits if and when Fab comes in? And can Fab and Henderson play in the same midfield? Genie, okay. Yeah, I think that might be the obvious choice right now. Um, and then you put Milner where Genie is. It'd just be so nice if we had Ox on that right and Naby on the left with Fab in the center. But Milner's work ethic would be a big miss. Yeah, yeah. And also on that right side with I think him and Trent have really been nice. Just him kind of like encouraging Trent, being in Trent's ear, like trying to just reassure him to keep trying, keep fighting. So yeah, I think Genie probably would be the odd guy out. Milner gives us too much in terms of intensity. Yeah, he does, which is incredible, and he can run forever. So it's tough to say. Mame says, but I think he will go for Milner. Raymond says Genie. Yeah. So you think? So then you have Genie playing with Milner is Fab in the hole. Yeah, I like that. Fab in the hole, Naby, Genie. I'm not mad at that either. I think both can work. I think it really depends on who we're playing some games. Um, but you need that pit bull of who Milner is to just harry people and be physical coming into tap. I mean, this guy, Benjamin Button, man, this dude just live forever and play forever almost. You can see. I mean, you could tell that he's probably the first dude in training, the last guy out. I think he's in charge of the fines for the team. I heard he's just an ultimate professional. I think he's got everyone's trust. So it's good to have all this choice. Yeah, no doubt. It definitely is. That's what you want. That's what you need. Back to the Spurs City. Spurs tougher than City. I think I see what you're saying because when you really look at the teams, in my opinion, Spurs have I don't want to say a better team because that sounds crazy, but I think man for man, they're more I think solid. You think about the goalkeeper. I think Hugo Lloris is better than City's keeper. I think Spurs defense is better than City. I think we'll struggle against Spurs and we don't against City. Yeah. Um, that's what Fabinho does, same as Milner. Yeah, you're right, my man. I'm just meaning in different. I mean, I can see Milner playing in any position, almost goalkeeper, maybe goalkeeper too. But I don't think we'll use him in that six, that whole area. So that's all I'm saying. I think they do the same things, but I think Fabinho just does it in a different area of the pitch. Is all I meant. I think we struggle against. All right, they're a lot better. Yeah, they're a lot better defensively. Midfield even is, I think, comparable. I mean, I think Dembele is still, you know, uh, criminally underrated. I don't rate Dyer that much, so I'd probably give City that the edge on that. You got the creative guy they have in the Danish dude, whatever his name is, the set piece guy. He's really good at passing and all that. I can't think of his name right now. Number 23, I think. So, and then when you get the striking force, I think City definitely is better than them. Aguero is better than Harry Kane. Harry Claim. Deli Ali has been nobody this season so far. They got Son. I think that the special piece they have is the Brazilian though, Lucas Moura. I think that's the special piece that we haven't been against in this kind of frame of work that he's doing now, in this vein of the form that he has right now. So um, I think I agree with you. I think I agree with you. When you first said that, I was thinking, 'cause I feel like City is kind of that, not only in our minds, but the league's minds and this football world, whoever watches Premier League, that's our main kind of rival this season. And it's between us two for most people who gets it. But I think Spurs can definitely, we talked about this before, I think Spurs can be that third team over Chelsea. Although I think those will be the four teams, City, us, Chelsea, and Spurs, in some kind of order. Obviously, hopefully it's us at the top. I think, if I had to say now, I think Liverpool, City, Spurs, Chelsea. But I get you on that. I think Spurs will be a really, really tough opponent for us this season, in both games, honestly. Um, they're not good defensively, City. I agree with that. Spurs have more hunger at the moment. They do. You say that, and we'll have to just see. You would think they would. You would think they would. And I think a team like that with that manager, who I rate very highly, I think he's top 3, 4 managers in the Premier League, maybe top 10 in the world. I really, really respect Pochettino. But they'd be wanting to kind of maybe prove the world wrong, and this whole idea of, you're the only team who didn't buy players. What's wrong with you? That's crazy. But Harry Claim has been running his mouth a lot, and I love seeing that. He did that in Leicester's title run when he tweeted the whole thing of the lion with the pack of lions or whatever it was. Um, we'll see. He does a lot of talking though, so I really can't wait to see them. Spurs will challenge, but they don't have enough to go all the way. Yeah, I just mean like kind of in that top four. I don't. Yeah, again, I don't. It seemed for a while that they were just happy to finish above Arsenal, and they're clearly better than Arsenal now. So I think Arsenal fans can continue to say North London is red, and I'm not from England, so but from what I can see, it's not red anymore. Sorry. Spurs has more hunger at the moment, right? Okay. Jason says Spurs will hurt you if you make mistakes. Yep. They're similar to us in that aspect. You can get away with a few with City. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And City can be sloppy at times, as we saw. So Marlon still hanging with us. Thank you, bro. Spurs going to lose next week. That's for sure. Um, Next week? Oh, you mean after the international break? Okay. Dominic, I don't think we'll get handed a loss against Spurs, but I think possible a draw. Yeah, I mean anything's possible. So that's fair. Um, but I think we'll beat Spurs. I think we could struggle, have some difficulties, but listen, these teams that we're thinking that about, I'm sure they're thinking the same about us. So let's hope that we're the team that, um, you know, we're handing the losses. So I want every game Liverpool play against us to be like a fight, a scrap. You might get into a fight with a guy who might be twice your size, and at the end of the fight, hopefully he's thinking, even if he got the best of you, he's thinking, God damn, man, I don't really want to fight this guy again. This dude's crazy. And I want Liverpool to be that same kind of team. I want them to feel like even if they give us their best punches, we come out at the end and leaving an impression on them where it's like, man, that's tough. I'm glad we got out of that. And hopefully they're getting out of it with a loss. Or a hard fought draw or something. I really want these games to be like slugfest. I'm almost meaning that literally. Like, I need to see more bite from Liverpool, and I'm seeing a bit of it. Milner has been doing amazing at it. I want to see more from Naby though. I don't want to see him pulling back from things. Now I get it. I don't think he's that rash dude he was last season. I don't believe that. I think that had a lot to do with the mentality of wanting to get out of it. As much as Klopp wanted him, I think Naby wanted it the other way, and so. That plays on a player. That plays on a player. They weren't doing well in Europe, and he had some issues in training. I think he was tackling his own players, almost injured his own players. Which you don't want to see that, but I don't think Naby is that dude that you hear all these podcasts building up to this game, and he's a mad guy. He's not, and maybe he is, and I still want to see that to a degree. Obviously not getting red cards, but I want to see that bite to him. So I want to see more of that. I don't want to be getting awards or recognition for being a nice team anymore. I don't like that. They cheated to get a draw off us last time. 2 penalties. Don't even remind me. That was a very low point of the year when I saw that. That really hurt. To be honest, I'd be happy with the draw. I wouldn't. I mean, it's better than winning, but again, I want to really, really set a pace in this season, in this table. I want to stay number 1, 2, for as long as we can. Mainly number 1, and I think we can do that. And I think beating Spurs again. I want to get back to that earlier season with Klopp where we were getting, positive results against every team. And I know drawing is a positive result, but I wouldn't be happy with it. I'd accept it because it's not a loss, but I don't know if I'd be happy with it. But I get what you're saying. And they also destroyed us. Yeah, they did. They really did. I think we were a different team at that point, and I think that, obviously we didn't have Van Dijk at that point, and there were just some different things about that team. So they did destroy us, though. There's nothing you can say about that. So they gave the game is at Anfield. There's no way they'll beat us. I think it's at the Spurnabau. We will beat them. I'm confident we will. Yeah, I agree. I'd be happy with the win. Yeah, same here. Happy with the draw against Spurs. You're overrating Spurs. I don't think he's overrating Spurs. I mean, it's a fair opinion. I don't agree with the opinion, but that's fine. The Spurs are a good team. They're a good team, but I think, and it's going to take more from Liverpool to show to some of our fans that, we can go into games and be like, and not say, I take a draw here because this team is really good. And that's really about the team. But I don't think he's overrating them. Spurs are a good team. And I think we could have some issues with them. But I would just be happy with the win, is all I'm saying. A draw wouldn't really do much for me. Who have City got after the break? They got a pretty soft cupcake schedule for a while. So, but yeah, maybe Dom knows that or anyone else. Same team that smacked us at Wembley. Why wouldn't I be happy with a draw away from home against the top side? No, again, that's fair. I wouldn't be happy with it. I mean, you'd be content because it's not a loss again, and yeah, you go away to a team like that, it's gonna be tough. So you're happy not to lose, but I'm also not happy to get a draw. But I hear you. I feel you. So it's all good. You sound scared. I don't think you sound scared, man. I think you're underrating Spurs. We will see who is right. Me, you, bro. Dom, you shook. Nah, I don't. I don't. I mean, I don't. Look, I think. Man, I don't think he's shook, man. City has Fulham. They got Fulham. Okay. Um. Yeah, and they got Newcastle, Rafa, and them this weekend. So yeah, I don't think it's about being shook, man. I just think there's certain teams that I think some of us we have a bit more respect for than maybe others, and the Spurs are a tough team, and we didn't beat them last season. We didn't, and so I think it's fair for someone to say, if we get a draw, I'll take that. You know what I mean? And I think in that second game we were much better, and we were unfortunate not to get the win through everything that happened. So Spurs are a good team, and I think that they'll offer us some struggles, and that's fine. Fulham may cause City problems. Siri looks beast. Very good player. He's a good player. I'd like to see a little more from him. And again, he's a new player to the Premier League, so that's going to take some time. I think Mitrovic has been good for them. And slightly, I had to. There's a guy in the hangout, A1. Shout out to A1. I think he watches this, but shout out to A1, our Arsenal fan. He was telling me Mitrovic was going to have a good season for them, and I rolled my eyes at it because I'm thinking Mitrovic has had so many chances. Rafa didn't want them. I guess he was doing okay in the Belgian league, I think. Anderlecht? I can't remember. But he just wasn't. He was kind of like a Giroud kind of guy for me. He wasn't. There was nothing special about him in my opinion. So I didn't really see it, and I still don't know if I see it. But he's been getting some goals lately for them. So it may continue for that squad. We'll see. Yeah, he did. He did do well at the weekend. Fulham have done well in the transfer window. They did. They did. But let's see if it clicks. That's the thing. Like they haven't had too many great results this season so far, and I know they're a team that just came up, but I think of the teams that came up, it's obvious that Wolves are the better team. Not because they had a draw against City, because to me they didn't really deserve that. I don't think. Or maybe they did, but that's got to be. And listen, I'm never gonna root for City, but if that's us, I'm pissed off to get a draw like that with a handball goal. I'm pissed off. But with City, they should have. And again, I say Wolves are good, and they are. And no disrespect to them. And that manager, top-notch manager, got them playing good, great. But City will be thinking this is a team we got to beat. And in my opinion, that's a team that Liverpool, when they play them, should be beating. So as good as they are, City probably should have knocked them off. West Ham also done good in their own. Yeah, that's yeah. You go to West Ham fan TV, and I think they just beat someone in the cup. So maybe that's positive. I think they had to come back to beat them though. So again, another team who spent a lot of money, which doesn't always mean things. And a pretty successful manager in the Premier League, but he had a totally different team at the City. So again, it really shows you about, they talk about Pep and, could Pep do better with this West Ham team? As is, not with more players. So, and again, I'm not going to compare Pep to, what's his name? Is he Chilean? What's the manager's name for West Ham that used to coach City? Oh, God. I can't think of his name, but you guys know it. But that's the thing. It really shows, in my opinion, who a manager is when they're put under those kind of situations. What can you do with less? You know what I mean? Or not the Pellegrini, thank you, and not the caliber you had before. So, yeah, Burnley is. You knew what's coming at some point. And all this Sean Dyche talk, I don't hear any of it now, but. Listen, Burnley are. I'm still not going to sleep on Burnley. I mean, they've given us our fair share of issues. We know that, but they just seem not the same. And I don't know if the other competition that they're in, I think they're still in, is hurting them or what. But I don't know. But Burnley is wow. I see some of these scores against them. I'm thinking, damn. Maybe they were never a team that was going to score a bunch of goals, but they were much better defensively. So that's a little surprising to me. Burnley were tired, and Joe Hart cost. Yeah, well, Joe Hart's a bum. I've never been. Joe Hart just irritates me. He always has, mainly because he was always swearing in the tunnel when kids were there. I know obviously in England, swearing around kids probably isn't as kind of an issue as it is here, and it might not be an issue here. It's just my own personal thing. So when I hear that, I'm just thinking, bro, You couldn't save that just when you got on the pitch or back in the locker room. Like children out here, you just like it's nothing. So, but also I just never. I think I've always thought he was more of an overrated goalkeeper. He's had his time. I know he was good with City, whatever. But yeah, Burnley is a good side, but at the moment they're not as good as they were last. Well, yeah, that's pretty obvious. I mean, it's so clear that they're not as good. They're out of Europe. Okay, so they're out of that. Jewy, what's up? What's up? It has been a while. Good to see you back. Um, but yeah, I mean, that was it, man. I'm gonna get back to the Klopp presser. Like I said, I stopped that halfway. I had to come talk to you guys, see how you guys are feeling about a lot of things. And just in closing, um, I spoke about this yesterday, and I want to just make sure I got this clear from all you guys. Are you keeping the same 11? Are you adding in Henderson? Because this is something I'm still. I think we could. I think that we might have maybe one surprise, maybe one wrinkle, come Saturday. I don't know who that'll be. I'm happy with keeping the same 11, and just you can't. I can't believe Monty's gonna have a game like that again. Fabinho when he starts. Oh yeah. No, I'm looking forward to keeping the same 11. Dom says. All right, give me you guys last thoughts, and I'll let you go. Just whoever's still on, let me know. Are you changing anything in 11? You keeping it same, and also your score prediction. And I'll leave it at that. So get those in for me. So no Fabinho instead of Genie. Uh yeah, not in this game, bro. Not in this game. Genie's been playing too well. Oh Mane. Did you guys hear the new Naby song? And do you like it? Honestly, do you like the new Naby song? I would personally play Shaqiri for Firmino. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Now, would you have Shaqiri playing that kind of lead front center forward, or would you have Salah doing it with Shaqiri on the right? That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. I can't say I'd be mad at that. 4-0 Mame. Okay. No respect for Leicester. 4-0. Okay. Hey, I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy with that. So what? He is backup for Fabinho. Okay, I mean that's fine, Joey. I'm just saying I don't agree with it. If that's what you think, that's totally fine, bro. I don't think you drop Genie right now for Fabinho. I just don't see it. If he does it, I wouldn't be mad. I'd be surprised, but I wouldn't be disappointed. So I want to see Fabinho as much as the next man, but I'm also willing to wait, especially if Klopp sees fit from the wait. I'm not. I don't feel like you need to rush Fab in right now. There's nothing about our team that says, "Oh man, we really got to put him in now," especially in an away match. I don't see that. I think Fabinho's first start should be at home against whoever Klopp sees fit. So that's all I'm saying. Put Shaqiri on the wing, Salah up top. Okay, got you. I think Naby's song is catchy. I hope he enters the cup. Do you put from overall quality? Do you put from overall quality? I don't know what that means. Do I put from overall quality? Keep the same 11. If we get some early goals, give Shaq and Fat. And see, that's my thing. If hopefully we do, because I want to see them as well, especially Shaqiri coming in early. Ijari and Kent scored for Rangers. They're great talents. Yeah. Rangers are in Europa League, right? Yes, obviously you put from over. You put form over overall quality. Okay, got you. I didn't understand what his question was. Yeah, I do. I think if a guy's in form, you don't take him out because you got maybe a better option. You may take him out if the form isn't well, and then you say, well, let me go with this better option. So yeah, I think form always wins out. And again, these guys are going to play. It's a long season, boys. It's a long season. So let's not get too caught up with Fab not playing right now. I do think Shaqiri needs to play more. I'm not saying even starting. But like I think Dom said, if we got up 2-0 at halftime, um, then maybe you bring in Shaqiri on a little bit early in that second half. But again, I don't know. I don't know what Klopp's going to do. I'm sure he looks at this game as a tough match, and we got to be hitting on all cylinders. So I'm almost at the hour mark, guys. So I'm a log off now. Really appreciate everybody who's on here. I think the highest we were today was 9 people viewing. That's really cool. Appreciate that. Love the interaction, guys. If I skipped over anybody's comments, if I missed you, it wasn't done on purpose. I would definitely try to get you in the next time for sure. So, for example, if Mignolet was amazing, Allison was injured, would you play him when Allison comes back? Good point. Good question. I think because Allison is our number one, and because we got him to be our number one keeper, I think you do. I think Mignolet, the chances of him having a stream of really good games is possible. I think he's a bit disappointed because he didn't get his move. That's a good question. I don't know. I think it all depends. It all depends on who we're playing. It all depends on how the team is functioning with them. I think once you get, I think there's a vibe that the back four have with Allison, and you don't want to mess that up. I don't know if the vibe is the same with Mignolet. Does that make sense? So I think I'd go back to Allison, and I know that might contradict what I said, but I think with field players, form is different than quality, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree with Don. It's different with goalkeepers, but I get your point. I get your question. I'll stay on for a little bit more because that's a good question actually. Oh, all right, Jason, man. See, yeah, I don't want them chasing you down, man. But Julie, that's a great question, and I get it. But I think for me, it's different with goalkeepers, and I think I'd go back with Allison because I think you can see, especially if what we're seeing now, that continuity, that understanding, that connection between him and the back four, if that continues, then yeah, if he got hurt, I'd be quick to rush him back because you don't want to lose that. And I just don't know. And it's a shame because I think Mignolet's, well, I know Mignolet's obviously been there longer, so you would think that they would have struck up a connection. And maybe they have. Look, at the end of the day, Allison's a better keeper. And you want to make sure you have your best keeper at all times. In the midfield, it's hard to really say what our best number 6 is. You know what I mean? It's at this point, it's hard to say who's our best number 6. But I say Genie right now, in my opinion. But it still matters if Allison has a shit first half of the season. Do you stick with it? But he's not having that so far. Until I see that, then I get what you're saying. Until I see the shit from him, I haven't seen the shit. I've seen him save us points. So until I see this shit, then I can't really answer that. I mean, I don't do the if, buts, and maybes. You know, if I see the shit, then we got it. Yeah, I don't do the what ifs. I don't do it. Well, if it, and I'm not trying to deflect your question. I think it's a great question, Julie. But I'm just saying, let me see that first, because I mean, I don't even want to think about that because I don't want to see shit from Allison. But if we do, then we'll have that conversation. I promise you. If we see that from Allison, which I don't think we'll see, we'll have that conversation. The last thing I want to do is to be able to have to depend on Mignolet. I just don't. I love him as a backup. If Allison gets hurt, we got Mignolet and we'll hope for the best. But I don't want to have to depend on that. As for example, do you play a Sadio Mane who has scored 4 for 10 games over Shaqiri who scored 5 and 5 with the bench? You play Shaq. Yeah. Okay. Completely different. Yeah, I agree. All right, guys. Much love. See you soon.